back to back go to prison for corruption, including one that illegally sold commercial driver's license to truck drivers, and this ended up resulting in death. The next one was trying to sell a Senate seat. We have one alderman that's a former bank robber, and our longest serving alderman in city history is in prison right now. And man, the aldermen in Chicago have king-like powers, no checks and balances, which is why they're so easy to bribe. You want to open a business in prime location in Chicago, what do? Just bribe the guy that controls that district. You want to prevent your competitor from succeeding? Bribe the alderman to create a new zoning law that puts your competitor out of business. And it honestly is that simple in most cases. The mayor of Chicago is almost like a figurehead, so no wonder whoever gets in office just uses it to enrich themselves as much as they can before their term ends. And when the politicians don't care, the police definitely know that the city is not on their side. When they don't pay you enough to die, and you know there's no loyalty to any department except maybe the Department of Revenue, you either look the other way as a cop or just play your own sick game. And boy, do the Chicago police get creative when it comes to gang wars. I've always heard the stories of how police will pick you up and drop you off in your ops neighborhood, but it's deeper than that, of course. You see, just being seen by the wrong guy on the wrong side of a street in some neighborhoods can make some people think you're affiliated with something that you're not. For instance, if I'm walking and somebody starts shooting at me from across Cottage Grove, I don't get a good look at them. I am now suspicious of everyone on that side of the main street where I don't live. And that's an easy way to look at it. I had a friend whose GD gets snatched up by the police just for the laughing cops to drop him off in the area that was very GDK or GD killers. And sometimes the police not even right about the affiliation when they do this sometimes. I remember in one of my monthly shakedowns by the Chicago police as a teenager, because this is what they do. Let's be real. The most dangerous people on the streets of any city are the teenagers. So while they were searching us for guns, they let us know that we were all listed in their database as gang members, but it was from a hood that we didn't even claim. And if they thought this, you better believe there were gang members that thought the same thing. And this is very, very dangerous. Not only from the standpoint of it could get us killed, once again, by people that we don't even know, but if the police even cared enough to hit us with an indictment, I would have been in the RICO charge with a gang I wasn't even associated with. Man, it's a crazy city, but we only just getting started. Now, Chicago is a very segregated city, but always remember that the Polish actually run Chicago, as the city itself has more Poles in it than any other part of the world outside of Poland. We got Greeks, Bosnians, Albanians. Please don't mess with the Albanians. Are there triads in Chicago? Yes, kinda. The 14K triads have a presence here. Are there mobsters in Little Italy? How do you think certain bars in the city had slot machines long before gambling was legal in Illinois? Who owns the biggest fleet of garbage trucks, allegedly? Now, Chicago has many ethnic enclaves, and honestly, it doesn't matter what you look like today. As long as you come alone or without a large group, you're usually fine in any of these areas. And that's because, unfortunately, you're always more likely to be a victim of somebody in your own community. Like, I've seen white kids ride the bus through the worst parts of the South Side at night, and they were all just fine. Just like I've walked through Mexican and Puerto Rican neighborhoods without ever getting questioned, although it may have been a different story if I came with a gang full of people. Now, this was not the case 20 years ago, and even longer ago than that when my dad was in high school. The white gangs wouldn't even tolerate the black kids downtown for too long without chasing them with bats. But the world has changed. That being said, though, here are some tips for survival. Streeterville, River North, the South Loop, West Loop, Lincoln Park, most of Hyde Park, and Wicker Park. If you are in any neighborhood other than the ones I just named, and you don't know anybody that lives there, you might be making a mistake. I will put Wrigleyville on this safe list, but there are so many bars and clubs concentrated in one area in this neighborhood that the most content you'll see come out of this area are fight compilations outside of one of these bars, because it's a neighborhood where everyone claims to be Irish, and many, many people here are either drunk or on their way down here to get drunk. And music festival people, Chicago welcomes you. Please stop coming to Chicago to see a concert than walking around drunk at 4 a.m. like this is Las Vegas. Just know that when you walk down dark streets after leaving a bar, the Chicago police will watch you and say, look at those idiots, right before you get robbed. There are so many well-lit streets in the city. Stick to them, or better yet, stay downtown. If you're not downtown, for some reason, ask a local, hey, how do you do this all the time without getting messed with? And they'll say, pay attention. Sure, many areas you can walk around and be fine in Chicago. It's the time of day that's important. 3 to 5 a.m., your chances of being on the street, any street, with somebody plotting on you become significantly more